obviously I'm not for giving the land back to all like Native Americans or anything like that. No, I think that Israel is a net positive to the world. I think that it's wonderful that we have a beacon of light in the Middle East that is otherwise taken over by radical Islamists that do things like beat their women, that do things like throw gay people off of roofs, that impose Sharia law, that go around and have been genociding my people of Christians for years and years and years, and you guys have not said fuck all because you don't actually value human life. You guys just value a talking point. So I think that Israel's a net positive to the world, and creating a Palestinian
Bro, this 7K is going hard. You are doing so well with the propaganda. You are doing so well. Netanyahu.
I mean, it's not propaganda. It's just
Netanyahu's probably
my
texting you
people
right
are
now
being
saying, well
genocided,
done for
actually.
this crap. Maddie, I don't need to hear this drivel. I've heard it all before. Let me ask you a question. These coins you're talking about that were written in Hebrew, when were they brought in? When? No. What coins are you talking about?
I could get you the picture if you want.
Okay, yes, please. Get me the picture and tell me what year it's from.
Okie dokie, bestie.
Also, I will say something, I've got pretty strong feelings about anyone who goes on about, radical Islamist and Islamist extremism and violence when, you met with the head of a Jewish extremist state that believes in destroying the Palestinian people and expelling them from their land in order to build a Jewish state on that land and mass killing people. It's a really funny argument to sit there and say that I don't care about life. But I'm excited to hear about this coin.
Yep.
Are you getting told off by Netanyahu in the background? Is he ringing you up and saying, Madeline, your propaganda is bad. Madeline, you need to use this argument.
Christopher, let's not.
Let's not what? Where's the coin?
I'm pulling it up. I had to go get my laptop. But you should also bring up Matt. He's gonna...
No, you're here. I don't care about Matt Nuclear. You're here.
Well, yeah, but I'm only gonna be here a few more minutes. I'm just getting you this coin and then I gotta go.
Okay, well, has Netanyahu told you to cut it off because you've done so badly?
Yeah, Netanyahu's just sitting right next to me, but you should bring up Matt. He's gonna school you.
No, because the guy's an idiot, just like you.
He's an idiot. Oh, okay.
Yes, you are...
No, Matt's actually one of the most intelligent Israel debaters that I've seen in a very long time.
Okay, yes. Well, I mean, that really speaks to something.
So there's a few of them, right? There's one in 1927. There's one from 1942.
Wait. So there's one in 1927?
Yep.
Who controlled Palestine then?
The British.
And who put the Hebrew on the coins?
The British.
Oh, I see. So the people who said that they were going to create a Jewish state in other people's land wrote Hebrew onto the coin, and that's right, proof that there's like a Jewish connection to the land? Like, what is this stupid argument?
Right, so what they originally promised, right, and I'll say when the British messed up, obviously, they promised the land to both of them, which is where this problem came into being. But why?
No, the problem is that they promised someone else's land to someone else.
Well, it was never their land. When was a Palestinian state? Who owned the land before the British?
The Palestinians were obviously part of an empire, but there were many
So you're saying that the Palestinians were part of the Ottoman Empire?
Maddie, you live in America, Maddie. Come on.
You're saying that the Palestinians were part of the Ottoman Empire. Is that seriously your claim?
Maddie,
the
Palestinians are Ottoman? Pardon?
The Palestinians are part of the Ottoman Empire. That's a wild statement, I love.
So sorry, what's your argument here?
The Palestinians were not part of the Ottoman.
But I think that you've...
I gotta go, though. Bye.
I think you... Goodbye. Netanyahu's taken her off. Netanyahu's told her it's bedtime. I mean, there will always be people who come on and tell you, like, Maddie did awesome. Maddie did so well. But, like, the thing is that her argument was Jewish people are indigenous because coins, and the coins were set up by the British. Plus 7K. That's what you get. That's 7K's worth of propaganda. Okay, maybe I'll do like a tiny bit longer. Fine, you know what?
I don't know why all of you broke boys are crying so much about the 7,000 we're making. We're balling right now, dude.
Okay, brilliant. I love your little Charlie Kirk pictures.
7K easy. I posted a video a few days ago, 80,000 views. They actually tripled it, dude. 21,000 instead.
Okay, great. Thanks. Really funny,
Are you
bro.
going to keep crying about the 7K now, or are you going to like actually make an argument? So let me touch on one of the things you said. You mentioned a Palestinian identity. Now, quick question, because I really want to get to the crux of this. When did Judea and Samaria become Palestinian territory, according to the largest Palestinian organization that's ever existed?
When did it start getting called Judea and Samaria in Israel politically?
No. Answer my question.
When did it start?
When did Judea and Samaria become Palestinian territory, according to the Palestinians themselves?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Which Palestinians do you mean?
I'll say it in your colonial language.
Hold on. Jordan had its own designs.
I'll make it easy for you.
See, this is.
I'll break it down.
This is just the problem with you. Hold on.
Yeah.
The point of what you are saying here, the Jordanians continually proposed an idea where they would govern the West Bank and they would take it and it would be part of their territory.
Not what I asked you.
Palestinians rejected that.
Not what I asked you. What year did the West Bank? Hold on. I'll say it in your language, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll say it in the colonial term. What year did the West Bank become Palestinian territory? Answer the question.
Throughout all of history, it's Palestinian territory.
False.
It's throughout all of history.
Sure. I'll tell you since you don't know, since you're not really educated on this stuff. So
Okay,
Article 24th of the 1964 PLO Charter. What does it stipulate? It stipulates that the Palestinians, the PLO, recognizes no sovereignty over the West Bank, which is of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, or of the Gaza Strip, which is of Egypt. That's what Article 24 of the what's it called? 1964 PLO Charter states. Do you know when they changed that? What year do you think they changed it? Come on, you're smart, right?
What year do you think they changed it? I don't know.
Yeah.
1980s?
No. 1967. What happened in 1967? What made them change it?
Six-Day War.
Yeah, there you go. So when the Israelis took over the West Bank and Gaza, that's when it becomes Palestinian territory. So I think it's really simple. No. Everyone screen record this idiot getting dunked on really quickly. So what you're failing to understand, yeah, keep making that face. What you're failing to understand is that the issue was never a unique Palestinian people having their own unique territory. The issue has always historically been, right? Arab imperialism. So if Arabs have Gaza,
Arab
Egyptian. If Arabs have Gaza,
The thing is you think that you're so amazing because you just talk and talk and talk. Arab imperialism. Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I will remove you if you keep talking over me because you wanted your little screen recording. So here, let's have it. Why are you using the term Arab imperialism? Let's look at it.
Sure. What are Arabs doing in the Levant?
No. I've told you, you have one more chance. If you unmute yourself and speak over me, I will remove you. As simple as that. I will do. I will remove you. Okay, so what you are talking about here is basically after the First World War, the Western powers carved up the Middle East, which they had no right to do. That was what imperialism
The Ottoman Empire had a right to do it?
Pardon?
The Ottoman Empire also colonized the Levant, you idiot. Did they have rights to do that?
The Ottoman Empire was not...
So
No,
let me answer.
the Ottoman Empire didn't have rights to do it.
Uneducated. Let me answer.
But what were the 14 points?
Let me answer the question first. Let me finish my point. Sure, let me answer the question. So, for example, Japan used to rule over Korea and imperialize Korea. Now, when Japan lost in World War II, they had to cede the Korean Peninsula, one to the USSR and South Korea to the US, obviously, right? So when the Ottoman Empire lost in World War I, they ceded the territories which they imperialized to the British Empire. That's why they had to take over the land, you absolute idiot. And to make matters worse, hold on, let me finish my point. And to make matters worse, Arabs are from Arabia. That is where the etymology. That is where the etymology of the ethnogenesis of Arabs begins in Arabia. The reason why Arabs are in so-called Palestine or so-called Jordan or so-called Syria or Lebanon in the first place, or why Algeria has become an Arab country for some reason, is because of Arab imperialism, specifically from the 7th century. Now hold on. Let me finish my point.
No.
What you're failing to understand
you are just
is that
screaming and shouting.
They never wanted.
It's not coming across as good. You are shitting your pants, you are screaming and crying. So when you use this word colonization, let me ask you a question. When it comes to Israel, the early Zionists continually referred to what they were doing as colonization. In fact, there was literally
so did the Arabs at the time.
Called the Jewish Colonization Association. No, the Palestinians were
the
not
Arabs did too. The Jordanians called it.
When
the
did
Jordanian
the
king
Palestinians
also
refer to what
said
they
the
were
same
doing as
thing.
colonization?
Sure, at the time, the term colonization did not mean what we're talking. When you mean colonization,
exactly what we're
when you
talking
mean
about.
colonization, sure. when you mean
It meant exactly what we're talking about.
when they were referencing colonization, they were specifically referencing settlement into land. They didn't mean this term that you're using, where there is an extortion of a set territory, where there's an indigenous group. Because let's be honest, the Palestinians are not indigenous. Arabs are not indigenous to the Levant. Neither do they have a unique language.
About here?
Hold on. How is it so that the Samaritans, the Druze, for example, the Arameans, all of these different groups of
Samaritans.
People. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
What are the good Samaritans doing there?
Let me finish. All of these unique groups of people, we can actually trace like a lineage there. We can trace a language, a religion. The language of the Palestinians is Arabic. That comes from Northwest Arabia. The religion of the Palestinians is, what is the religion? Islam. That comes from Mecca. Right? Their religion is now they were never a group of people that have a cultural tie to the land. It's like the only group of people that are said to be indigenous from a place where their language is not indigenous or none of those things. When did they have an indigenous language? The answer is never. They've never had an indigenous language.
This is really just amazing
pre-colonialism,
stuff.
Right?
Because listen, amazing stuff of just
hold on. Because if you make the argument,
shout and shout and scream and shit your pants all you want. Shout and scream and shit your pants all you want.
I'm destroying you.
It will never change.
Easy 7K off of you, bro. Easy 7K.
Jesus Christ. This is all you can do is just shout and talk over me.
Easy 7K.
That makes you good at what you're doing. You can't address the material fact of Zionists referred to what they were doing as colonization.
And so did the Arabs.
No. What they were doing was buying land in historic Palestine and then preventing Palestinians from living.
No such thing as historic Palestine.
So it could be transformed into Jewish land, because the project that they were aiming at towards was to try and expel the Palestinians and create a Jewish state there. Now, bringing up colonialism and imperialism as if you have a disdain for that, when this was only made possible because the most significant colonial power, or waning colonial power, perhaps America was more significant at this time, the British Empire supported Israel to allow them to do this. So bringing up colonialism in the context of Arabs and saying, look at these Arab colonists, look at what they're doing, look at this, look at that, is ridiculous.
Sure, let me debunk that. Let me absolutely.
No. Fundamentally, no. I'll tell you what makes the Palestinians indigenous in this context, because all of this crap that you're spewing is
everything
bullshit.
is from Arabia, but I'm indigenous to Levant.
What makes the Palestinians indigenous is that the Palestinians lived in historic Palestine. There was
living somewhere does not make you indigenous. That's a bad argument.
I will give you one more chance at this, and if you keep talking, because you can't address this, because you don't know what you're talking about here.
Let me respond. You made a lot of points.
No, I am talking. Like, genuinely, you think that you're so good at this. All you do is shout and cry and scream. Be quiet for 1 second. Like no one thinks
I'm still crying. Make your point, dude.
Okay, right. What I'm saying here is Palestinians made up the majority of the inhabitants of that land. And how dare you sit there and act as if, Palestinians are from Arabia. Well, I'll tell you what's a lot worse than that. Is Europeans going over to Palestine to build a European-style settler colony in that land. A settler colony, that was undeniably European. You can listen to the words of David Ben-Gurion, where he talks about Jews from the Middle East and how he did not want them there because they were not of the same stock as Europeans.
Yeah, that never happened. Let me respond.
Palestinians and their
You're rambling now. Let somebody respond to your argument.
No, you are genuinely deranged.
You're scared for a rebuttal? Okay, let the rebuttal happen. Let the response happen. You made your point. Let the response happen.
I am still talking.
You're talking
it is
forever.
Unbelievable.
Oh, okay.
It is unbelievable how deranged you are.
You want to talk forever? Let people. Okay, there you go. I get to finally respond. So let's crack down on one thing. Sure, 1917 there was the Balfour Declaration. Arthur Balfour obviously relayed a letter to Lord Lionel Rothschild, essentially telling him to relay that letter to the World Zionist Organization. In what? That the British government was in support of a Jewish state in Judea, right? Which is essentially true. Now, let's talk on your indigeneity aspect really quickly. So you said, well, they lived there and made up the majority, therefore they're indigenous. Okay, so Anglo-Saxon, European heritage Americans now, they're white Americans, are apparently more indigenous than the Native Americans because they make up the majority of the population and they now live here for a long time. So that's like, hold on, let me finish. So that argument was absolutely dog shit. Just because a colonial people live in a set area for a set amount of time does not mean they're indigenous. There is never going to be a point where Anglo-Saxon or African Americans are ever going to become randomly indigenous in North America. That's not how that even works. And just to crack down, yes, the British originally were very optimistic in creating a state. A Jewish state. in the area, but there was the white paper of 1939. The white paper was very much favorable to the Arabs. It limited Jewish migration, and it also limited Jewish land purchasing in the area. And not to mention, in 1937, I believe, 1937, the so-called Peel Commission, right, the British essentially gave up the chance of even partitioning the land. They put the onus on the USCNOP.
It's onus,
the
you
United
idiot.
Nations. Hold on. They put it.
It's onus, you idiot.
Let me finish. The
You reading
UNSCOP, the United
ChatGPT?
Nations, they
Onus.
gave the issue
Onus.
over.
Onus,
They
bro.
gave it. Let me finish. They gave. Yeah, you can cry as much as you want. They gave. They
I'm
gave.
just pointing out how
Cry. Keep coping. Let me finish. So they gave the issue over to the UNSCOP, the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine, which is exactly why Resolution 181 came into effect, because the British gave up. For example, Haganah, Irgun, all of these different resistance forces were also fighting against the British. Not only were they whooping the ass of the Arab imperialists, they were also whooping the ass of the British imperialists. So your whole idea of, the British, dude, the British gave up a while ago, and they ended up actually favoring the Arabs. And then, obviously, your fellow Arabs that you're trying to justify, the Arab imperialists, got their asses whooped as long as with the British, which is exactly why they left. And hold on, let me finish my point, because you rambled for a bit.
You are so amazingly stupid. You are so amazingly
May 14th, 1948, when David Ben-Gurion read off, okay, the Declaration of Independence, he also mentioned a stipulation. He said, we appeal to the Arab population to preserve peace and participate on the basis of full and equal citizenship with the state of Israel. And guess what? Israel's population is 21% Arab, over 400 mosques in Israel. I don't know how many mosques or synagogues are in Gaza or the West Bank in reference to, for example, Area A, but let me not ask that question, right? Khalid Kaboub is an Arab Muslim who sits on Israel's Supreme Court. Now tell me, does Hamas have any Jewish person who sits on any court that's above anything? Absolutely
No,
not.
but the PLO did.
Just stop doing nonsense, okay?
The PLO
Tell me what
had
Arabs are
multiple
doing in the
Jewish
Levant
people.
first.
The
What are
PLO
Arabs
had
doing in the Levant?
multiple. The PLO had multiple Jewish people who were members.
Tell me what Arabs are doing in the Levant.
The Arabs are doing in the Levant.
And by the way, is that why you can't name name a single Palestinian child, since you care about them so much? Because
name a single Hind Rashad.
Name another one. Name another one.
There are so many Palestinian children.
There's so many, I can't name one.
Palestinian children. I'm sorry, this is
name
such
one.
a. Hold on.
Name another one. Name another one.
Bro, please.
So many, I care about so many. I can only name one, bruv. I can
Matt,
only name one when I care about so many.
You really are carrying on the legacy of Charlie Kirk in that he was an incredibly stupid man who was terrible at what he did and could only
he was
pick
so
on
great,
young children.
so awesome.
Because Matt, come on,
dude, your
come on,
country is not going to be Britain anymore. It's going to be fucking Britty phony.
Matt, you do propaganda every day. No one watches it. No one watches the shit you do. This is
80,000 views on one of my most recent videos,
and you are dog shit at what you are doing. So let's just
that's why I'm destroying you right now. That's why I destroyed you in this debate.
Yes, Matt, you're destroying me. You're destroying me. Fantastic. Congratulations to yourself.
Hold on, what is hold on, since you're educated,
Jesus Christ.
who is Zahir Mohsin?
Matt, this is
who
what
is
I'm
Zahir Mohsin?
Matt. Okay.
Who is Zahir Mohsin?
Matt, you can only talk over me because you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm asking you a question. Who is Zahir Mohsin?
No. Sitting there and just talking over me, bro. I've already got a headache, and this is just unbelievable.
I have a headache, bro. I have a headache.
It is unbelievable.
I have a headache.
Yes, Matt. Congratulations. I have a British accent. You have an American accent.
Who is Zahir Mohsin? Who is Zahir Mohsin?
Pardon?
Who was Zahir Mohsin?
Bro, I don't know. Who is Zahir Mohsin?
Stop stuttering, dude. So he was a PLO commander who openly said in 1979 that the Palestinian people do not exist. And that the identity was only created.
Why did he say that?
The identity was only created to fight Zionism.
I'm pretty sure. Jesus Christ. My God.
What, bro? You like to be obnoxious. You were obnoxious to her. I'm being obnoxious to you. What's up? You're right. I'm not taking you serious, bro.
Yes,
easy
Hasbara.
Because when
easy
you 7K.
Jesus Christ. Matt, I mean, this is just pathetic because you sit there and say, oh, the British were actually in favor of the Arabs. The British are the only reasons that the state of Israel exists.
1939.
Israel would not have been able to... Yes, but Matt, what happened between 1936 and 1939?
Yeah, there was the, obviously, Arab Revolt, which caused the 1939.
How was the Arab Revolt defeated?
Well, One, because of Jewish resistance forces as well, because
No,
the
it
Jews
was
also
because
fought.
the British
Yes, the
and
Haganah already
Palestinians.
existed
Shut
during the
up.
time of the
Genuinely, be quiet. The British.
Stop coping.
crushed the
Haganah
Arab
already
revolt.
existed at the time.
You need to say.
already existed at the time.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No. Please,
No, no,
please
yes.
behave.
Yes.
No.
Genuinely.
Please
This is
behave. Genuinely. This is like a scholarly opinion. The Zionist project,
Scholarly opinion,
without the
bruv.
British, the Zionist project, without the British, would have been totally unable to weather the storm of Palestinian resistance.
much more difficult.
Matt, you
We
need
can
to
agree
shout
on that.
over because you don't actually know anything about this. And when you actually
All you do is shout over,
with
bruv.
what happened in Palestine,
All you do is shout over.
yes,
Hold on.
yes.
Where
Matt,
does the
please.
term Palestine come from? You keep saying this colonial
Matt,
term.
Why
do you keep saying this colonial term?
Matt, you just keep screaming and shitting and crying, and you're
Why
going
do
to
you
say
keep
colonial term.
using this
Matt,
colonial
you don't
term?
care about colonialism.
No.
Don't
change. Don't change anything.
You
What
don't
does the
care
term
about...
Palestine? What is the term Palestine originally connected to?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Keep sticking your tongue at me, bruv.
I'll tell you
No,
what the term
let's talk
Israel.
about how Palestine is a colonial
Jesus
term.
Christ. Bro, this is just some of
Bro,
the
you're
worst
stressed
stuff
out right now.
So, you know what? It's genuinely amazing.
I'm asking you a simple question though. What is the name Palestine connected to originally?
And I'm asking you a simple question.
Bro,
Bye
you're
bye,
jogging
Charlie
'cause you
Kirk
know
stan.
it's a
No one
European
cares about him. No one
invention.
cares about you. Bye bye, Charlie Kirk fan. He's gone. No one's researching him anymore. Bye bye, Mr. Kirk. Ugh. Right, let's have a little palate cleanser and bring up someone who is actually exciting and knows their stuff. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, I really wanted to talk to him.
I know you did. But my bigger problem is I don't think you would have got a word in edgeways.
No, because the thing is really interesting about him is, he hosts his own lives, right? And what he does is he does that. Except then he, like, if somebody tries to get a word in and if he feels like they're getting one over on him, he mutes them and then he kicks them. And I was like, oh, good, he's here on somebody else's platform. I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk to him.
Well, I mean, I have some questions for you. What do you think about the whole indigeneity thing? Like, why do you think Palestinians are indigenous?
I mean, indigeneity is sort of the wrong frame to understand this insofar as, like, the Zionists were the colonial force that came in, the settler colonial force. Like,